Rightio, thought I'd press record this time. What I'm doing here is just harvesting some shallot seeds. Just in the backyard. I've got enough seed left I think in here. Basically all you do is you get the flower, you let it dry out on the plant. Some of these were put in little paper bags and that's how we've collected the seed up in the house. And it's as easy as, if you can see the little black dots in there, they're the seeds. And it's as easy as just manipulating the head a little bit and you can see all the seeds falling out. They're a very easy plant to grow. Some of these are actually, we bought discounted shallots at the supermarket a couple of years ago, 50 cents for a bunch I think it was, a bunch of about 12 plants, and all we did was just pop them straight in the ground, and yeah, we ended up with shallots. They've gone to seed and sown subsequent generations. We also have a Toga red shallot that we bought seed for, and I planted them out last year or the year before, and we've been saving seed from them as well. And they're a great shallot. The unfortunate thing is, I think the seed has all been mixed up when it was put away in the house by the girls, so I don't know exactly what seed's what. So unfortunately when I give it away, I have to give it away as mixed, because I don't know if it's going to come out green or red or a mix of both. So anyway, that's how easy it is to collect shallot seeds. So those there will then be sorted out a little bit better and put in a baggie upstairs. I'll run them through a sieve just to get the small bits of dust out. Right, onions. Onions pretty much all you save the same way as shallots as far as I know. But I do have a quick question to ask some people who plant using, I think they're called sets, onion sets. These are just some onions we've pulled out of the ground here. We've had not very good luck with onions this year, or at all actually. So this garden here, the biggest onion from this garden here is that, so he will be eaten. But these smaller ones, I was wondering, am I right in thinking that I can let these guys dry off, clean them up a bit, put them in a cool, dry place, and then plant them as what they call onion sets. I think they're called onion sets next year, to produce a new crop of onions. So if someone could let me know on that, I'd be most appreciative. Because growing from seed was a bit of a dud from us. Even the transplanted seedlings like these guys that we bought in a punnet from the shops haven't done the best. So yeah, would I be right in thinking I can plant these guys out and get larger onions next year? This is our purple opal basil. As you can tell, it's not very purple, but from the center of the new growth you can see it is. I think it's got something to do with just the heat bringing the green out. I don't really mind. It's a great basil. It's a little bit stronger than the sweet basil I find, but I've just snipped a couple of these off and I'll show you how we get the seed from them. Just thought I'd show you what the plant looks like. Right, I've brought up a few bits and pieces from down the back just to show you. This one here is coriander. The seeds just form behind where the flower heads were, and you end up with these tight little round balls. And that's pretty much all the seed. So what we've done is we've just let them dry outside by themselves in a container so we wouldn't lose too many. And then they'll just go into these plastic bags. But there's a step in between I like to do. We've got these little seed envelopes, and I like to put these guys, all seeds we harvest, just into some paper envelopes for a little while, just to make sure all the rest of the moisture is being drawn out of the seeds, so they're not going to rot in the little plastic baggies. So with these guys though, I know full well that they're dry enough, so these guys will just go straight into a plastic bag. And just to show you, hide the brand name, not the you're going to know who it is anyway. They're the commercial coriander seeds, and they're pretty much all the same. But you can use them the same way. We grind these up for our different curries and all the rest. We put it in our curry paste, and these you can use exactly the same. There's no reason why you couldn't. So we've actually got some saved already for meals, just to try and use our own, even though we've got a jar. But these guys here will just go into a bag. I've also emptied a couple of flower heads throughout the garden, so yeah, we're bound to get some more coriander. So I'll just bag these little few up here now. This is the purple opal basil. Rightio, these guys here Same as the other basil. Reading up in the book, it says, the Seed Savers Handbook, it says to plant these guys fairly well apart, or some cross-contamination or cross-pollination, sorry, can occur. We don't really have to worry about with this opal basil because our sweet basil stopped flowering a while back. But what you get are these little flowerets. They run around the stem, the flower stem, and then they open up. And if you carefully open them up, you will get 4 seeds. It's not showing up too well in there. Put them on my hand. You get up to 4 seeds, just tiny little black seeds in every flower. So that's what you're actually after. Probably the best way to do it is just to rough up the flower heads a bit and get them down onto the plate. So just rough them up a little bit. So there we go, hundreds of the little fellas down the bottom there. So probably, if not thousands. Anyway, yeah, so they're going to go into the little packet for a little while, and then they'll be put into a plastic Ziploc bag in a week or so's time. I'll try and get a few more seeds out of that before I bag them up. So what we did a while back was, we got one of our large containers, and we put 4 or 5 flower heads in there. So it's just a matter of bashing them around. There's another one, 6 flower heads. And they're still coming out of the flower heads. So there you go. As well as a bit of string from the garden. Yeah, so there's more, you get more than enough. That's probably from about 6 plants. 1 plant, if you let it go to seed, is more than enough for yourself, your neighbours, your family and your friends, I would think. So there's a few bugs in there, so I'll probably take that out of the house. Capsicums, chilies, peppers, whatever you want to call them. This one here has got a bit of discoloration in the pigment of the fruit. I don't know what that is. If anyone could tell me, I'd be most obliged. But these guys are really easy. You wait until they're nice and ripe. I like to wait until they go a bit soft around the top, but this one will have to do. All you do is slice them open. If it's chili, be careful not to rub your eyes afterwards. And you can see all the seeds inside there. This one's a fairly mild chili. Don't mind this one actually. Yeah, and there's your little seed core. The same as a capsicum when you're buying at the shop. One there will go in tonight's... Sorry girls, that one's going in tonight's quiche. And that's all the seeds. So you can just leave it like that. That's how I've left it previously, and they'll just dry out and fall off, or you can scrape them out onto the onto a paper towel or something and let them dry out. I actually think I might do a few more. I've got another one over here that looks half decent that we let go a little bit longer, so I'll take him off without taking my fingers off. So, as I just said, wash your hands afterwards with chilies. Don't do what I did the other week and scratch your eye after you've finished cooking without realising there's still capsaicin on your fingers, which is the hot bit. So there we go. There's 2 of them. So I'll save them, and we'll use that seed next year. I do have one more thing to show you. We just made up some more roast pumpkin for the quiche. My assistant will unravel some paper towel for me. With pumpkin, it's as easy as taking the centre seed bit out and just squishing them all over the paper towel. It's as easy as that. I know a lot of people probably know this already, but would you believe when I first did this, I didn't know. For some reason I thought they had to be roasted. Mind you, this is a few years ago. I thought they had to be roasted, so we roasted them. And someone laughed at us and we had roasted pumpkin seeds to munch on. So anyway, this is a Kent. This is from our last year monster vine out the front. So it probably wouldn't hurt to save some of these. We haven't saved any yet. So it's as easy as that. Well, that's all I've got to show you. So we've done the shallots or spring onions, depending on what you want to call them. The opal basil, which is the same for all basils as far as I know. The coriander, which can be a bit tricky because the seeds like to fall off. The dill, the capsicum, and the pumpkin. So all these seeds, I'd recommend once you dry them out on the paper towel or wherever you're drying them out, I'd probably leave them for a little bit longer in some sort of paper envelope just to make sure all the moisture's out of them and they don't rot within the paper plastic zip bag if that's how you're going to store them. Then after that, I just use a tin, even though someone sat on my tin the other day and squashed it. I just like to use an old biscuit tin, and I'll have to find something else now, ice cream container, something like that, just a lid on and in the coolest area of the house. Yeah, so that's pretty much all it. The tomatoes, I've started making the tomato clip, but it'll be coming at a later date because I'm just letting some of them ferment. Yeah, so have a great one. Take it easy.